Chapter 1 The Vacation Decision. So it was June 14th, a warm summer of 2022, a summer that would have changed the course of history. The time of COVID was over and my parents decided to go to this island resort for vacation. This was news to both me and my brothers because the last time we went on vacation, we were kicked out because of a misunderstanding. But they were with their ideas, so I guess we were going to have to do another vacation disaster. I went to my room and hopped on Discord to notify my best friend Rowley and my other buds, Shrug and Freckly, that I couldn't hang out because of a recent change of plans with my family. The next week, we were getting ready for our getaway. This time, our parents avoided their mistakes they did the last time and planned ahead, like on what time they would leave home and so forth. So after finishing packing, we left off for the airport at around 4 p.m. for our flight that starts at 7 p.m. And due to no holidays being around the corner of our calendars, so there won't be any type of traffic blocking our time. The ride to the airport was pretty smooth, as said before. There was no traffic and it was smooth sailing for what would supposedly be 2 hours, went on like 45 minutes. We finally arrived at the airport and it was full, but not as full as last time. At this moment, I think that this vacation wouldn't be such a failure as last time. Dad parked in the car in the main parking lot. My mom and Manny decided to head on to the baggage deposit area to get over with, while me, Roderick, and Dad pay for the parking spot and take out the more simpler luggage out of the car. As we were heading to the main door, a Ford F-150 came speeding at us as if the driver wanted to run us over. Dad jumped and told us to step aside. The driver would park at an area. Angrily, Dad went up to the truck and kicked it. The same mistake he did 4 years ago. When will he learn from his mistakes? The driver came out of his truck and was ready to confront Dad. We were about to do when Heffley's get in trouble, Heffley's run. The thing was, there were 3 more of those truck drivers behind our backs. At that moment, I knew we were messed up. So I decided to build up the courage to give a blow to the face on one of the drivers, knowing that I just hurt my hand and they'd just beat us up. But the thing was, that the moment I finished the punch, he groaned and covered his face. The moment he saw his hand, it was filled with blood. At that moment, I just found out that my wimpiness disappeared. I told Roderick and Dad to leave, and I punched the second driver and he fell into the ground. The first driver ran up to me with a broken bowl, ready to stab me. I gave him the same punch, and he also fell onto the ground. I saw the third and fourth driver run up to me. One of them had a small pistol. Wait, how did he smuggle that into the airport? Now with the heavy guarding, but I knew if I just started thinking ideas, a bullet would go through my stomach, so I had to think quick. This guy just grabbed his nose or smack him. The fourth driver tried to shoot me, but I ducked under the cars while thinking about what to do with the third one. I found a stone. It looked sort of dull, but it could give the shooter a small concussion. Bro, how has this all happened within like 3 pages? All these guys at the airport, next thing you know, they're in some gang fight. Yeah, where was I? I grabbed it and ran towards him. He shot a few times, but I somehow dodged them. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did. The third driver was reloading, so I used the moment to pounce. When he finished reloading, the final thing he saw was my hand with a rock, and he fell. Now, I just had to think on the fourth one. But he looked scared seeing how I survived all the other attacks, so he ran away. Now that I was free from fighting, I could now enter the airport. But while I was walking, I saw a man in a hat dressed pretty formally. I had a suspicion that maybe he had some guys to come and kill me, probably kill my brothers and my parents. So I walked with caution to the airport. I met with my family inside the airport. I looked around in case of a random attack, but nothing. My parents were placing the big luggage on the luggage carrier, and to our luck, the bags were in a normal weight. Guess my mom learned from her mistakes. When we finished with it, we proceeded to the waiting line to go to the security checkup place. I was pretty nervous about going here, because the last time Subject made the entire mess. We were the ones to blame. I don't know why they did it. We finally got through the waiting line and got into the security checkup place. It went pretty fast because first of all, Mom was holding Manny by the hand, and this time I made my research. Turns out that the scanner does really only check your clothes and not the body's interior. As we finally got our final small carry on luggage from the security scans, we decided to shop at the duty-free store. Mum went there and got some protective sunscreen and a few makeup stuff. Roderick and I went to go and get some candies for the long 18-hour trip. Because even though the island is in South American territory, it had a weird tectonic movement reaching to far places like India. But right now it's 100,000 miles off the coast of Brazil. But time was running out to continue shopping for. It was 6:04 p.m. and we need to head out to the plane train, a new implement into the airport, a small train that goes through various parts of the airport close to the terminals far away. We ran to the escalator to go down to the main plane train terminal, but then the stupidity began. When we came down, some guy tripped and we all fell down, and that took some time to place back everything we've packed, and it took like 3 minutes. That was pretty tense for he didn't want to be late and went on the left side. The people entered and then, after a minute, the doors closed. An announcer said, "We are now leaving terminals A, B, C and we will arrive at terminals D and E." The plane train would then speed off. It was pretty fast, but not as fast to make me as dizzy. Roderick came up to me with his phone and told me that he wanted to show me something. I came up to him and he showed me his phone. An archaeological article talking about an item called the Spear of Power. At first, I thought he was just messing with me. But after a while, it began to make sense in me. It was talking about the forging of the spear in the 15th week after Exodus. The destructive civilizations from the wrath, the God's perfect race. The attempted assassinations of 7 Pharisees, which only 3 of them survived. The boat ride to the island where we were going. And the look for the spear commanded by Hitler back in 1940 to 1943. After some of the German diggers found some forbidden scrolls of the Old Testament, the spear was never found. As for the story of the Pharisees escaping their lands during Roman invasion was never written. After reading this, Roderick looked at me and said that there is a massive mystery in the island resort. As for many who went to the resort came back said about meeting their favorites TV shows and movie characters, I was surprised that my hopes went high to go there. After a little chat, a kid around the age of 16 came to me and started asking me questions. It was pretty weird for no one really cared for our existence. He started asking me questions about what I read. At the second, I just thought he was just curious. But then, I saw his arm. It had a red bandage with a white circle. Then it clicked for me. Those guys who attacked me and the man with a black hat. I think these people weren't just some guys had a grudge onto our family. I think that the luggage incident from 2017 causing this, we probably messed with the wrong family. Before the kid could say anything else, he saw that I was nervous. And right before he could have given me the sleep hit, I gave a big punch, somehow not triggering the crowd. As the doors opened, the kid fell. And before the police could pin me down, I just rolled up the kid's sleeve just for notice. And we were on our way. What? I don't even know what's going on at this point, but yeah. Well, that's chapter 1.